Hey there, and welcome back to Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, the game! As you recall in the last episode, I showed you the Voyager version of Skywarp, and now we are finally onto the last character in the Decepticon Seeker pack. One who I think is definitely one of the highlights of the pack. Now, there are two versions of this character. I'm going to show you the primary version first, and then I'll get to the secondary one. So, let's get started. Decepticon Acid Storm. Yeah. This guy really just takes the cake, doesn't he? Whew. Well, this particular version of Acid Storm was, again, based off of a character in my currently indisposed fanfiction, Isolation. Now, in that, Acid Storm was not that bright. In fact, he was pretty darn dumb. This isn't exactly his final look. You'll see that later. But you'll probably notice right off the bat he's got quite a few distinctive features from all the others. I'll get to those later. But, yeah. Acid Storm. Quite the character. Not really, but his look. His character, his look. I actually have a kind of early promotional image I was working on for Isolation. Never quite finished it, but it's pretty close. I did make a few changes in this skin that I would have probably carried over to this render, but that's beside the point. This is what we got now, and I love the final result. Well, we got a lot to cover here, so let's just get started. Okay, first let me address some of the key features. His overall color scheme is a green, kind of a faded green, but he's got faint bits of kind of a dark camo across him. Think kind of like Brawl. It's kind of like that, but Brawl's camo is more blue, whereas Acid Storm's is green. You'll also notice some kind of brown bits. That is meant to be corroded metal, because Acid Storm, if you notice those really bright green pieces, yeah, especially in the green wires right there, yeah, acidic wiring, or acidic veins if you want to call it, because this guy got into some stuff. You'll see this more in the second skin of this guy, but yeah, the corroded metal was really a touch this guy needed. It really brought him about. Well, let's get to the main bit, shall we? Okay. Starting with the head. His head features a kind of blend of green and black. It's kind of hard to see because we got a glare there. That's better. That's not better. Okay, there we go. It's all across his head. He's got little bits of green, little bits of black. You know. He's also got some brown corroded cheeks there, which I love that touch. It really just adds a nice bit of personality to him. And probably most obvious obvious of all are those bright green optics. Yes. He's got different optics. Now, this will affect all the other Decepticons' optics as well, just so you know. I know, kind of a drawback for this pack, but it's the only way you can do it. Does he have? Yeah, he's got some brown corroded metal on the back of the head. Just, you know, add some nice life to it. Okay. Torso-wise, he's got the same pattern as most of the other Seekers. Green with kind of a camo-ish outline. Camo is kind of his outline for... Stop looking around, Acid Storm. Yeah. That's his... Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. He's got some more, corroded metal in his inner workings there, as you can see. With some acidic green spires in there. I really wish you'd stop turning, but what can I do? He's got some more corroded metal in more of his inner workings, next to those wires with the bright green spikes. His vertical stabilizers, again, are green, but with kind of a camo in place of the secondary color that the other characters would have had, which can also be translated to his shoulders. You know, green. You get the idea. Okay, good. Of course, I already mentioned the obvious bright green aesthetic veins there. Pretty cool touch, right? Yeah. I figured that would look pretty cool. Hands pretty much have the same thing. Green with blends of camo. You know, it's got a bit, he's half and half there. Half green, half black, and then his camo on the rest of the hands. Anywho, torso panels, same thing. Green camo with a brown corroded piece beneath that. We turn him around. He's got, well, same thing. Camo on his wings. You know, pretty much the general. It's just gonna be camo and green everywhere. He's got some more corroded parts in the center of his back right there. Looking good. Looking good. Yeah, the brown parts just make this guy. They just really make him. His backside, same thing. It's just, you know, a lot of camo. It's just a very cool blend. Very cool blend. His thrusters, same thing. I can't tell if the center of his, and thrusters are brown. They are not. Okay. That would have been a cool touch, but, you know, that's alright. Okay, that's that. Nothing to really mention for the crotch, you know, same thing. His, thighs, same thing. He's got the arrowish edge pattern there, but it's camo and not any secondary color. His knee pad is half green, half camo. I probably could have added a bit more camo on there, but it's alright just the same. Middle section of his legs, I think he's all... It's just pretty much the same thing, just expect camo and a blend of camo and green all throughout. Because that's what he's got. Moving down to his lower legs, he's got a little corroded metal piece in the middle of his legs, and he's got more camo blend on his toes and such. Oh, I think I also got the, oh yeah, that part right there on the back of his thighs are corroded as well. Because this guy needed his corrosion to really look good, and he does look very good. Quite unique. Alright. We actually got through that a little quicker than I expected. Yeah, like I said, Acid Storm is pretty distinctive, isn't he? Well, that's robot mode. Let's check out jet mode. Acid Storm. Transform! Okay. Acid Storm, as you can probably see, features a camo job. Mostly custom made, I believe. I might take a hint of inspiration from the, Starscream's F-22. A little bit. Not exact, but a little bit. You can get a nice look at that pattern there. Looks pretty cool, right? I made the camo kind of follow the edges like the standard, Seekers, you know. I just thought it would look good. And it does. He's just got a blend all around. Although his nose is full black, or full camo. It's full camo, I'll just call it that. Weirdly enough, this guy's got a texture setup, which I don't get. It's around his cockpit. For whatever reason, they're swapped. It's a little complicated to explain, but for some reason, one side, the textures are just not set up properly. The textures are set on the wrong side for the area around the cockpit, so I had to flip it around. It's a little complicated. I'd rather not get into it. But, yeah. Well, his vertical stabilizers have the camo as well as the FF thing. Whatever that is. Got the same edge on the horizontal stabilizers. Nice. Take a look underneath, you get more camo, which looks quite nice, and he's got the typical, core parts, you know, the, spots on the sides and the middle. Yeah, got all that. Just get in the way here. Yeah, he's pretty distinctive. Definitely one of the most, definitely the most unique in the pack, I'd say. Huh. Actually, it was not as much to run through as I thought. Well, regardless, he's still a very cool Seeker, and I think you will all like him. Alright. Well, this is version 1 of Acid Storm. Like I said, there's a second version which I will go and activate right now, so I'll be right back. Tattooed Acid Storm. Yes. This was what I intended the final version of Acid Storm to look like in my fanfiction. Because his tattoos were acidic. They would corrode anything they came in contact with. Now, how did he get these things? Who knows? I was planning on having some deep, mystical story to these things. I never got that far, but that was the plan anyway. Well, otherwise, outside from the tattoos, he's pretty much exactly the same. The tattoos are the only addition to the skin. The only difference, but it's a really distinctive look. The camo and the tats, it's a pretty cool look if I do say so myself. I think the only exception, the only new thing I've done for this is I added 2 missing tattoos to the vertical stabilizers there and there. Yeah, because original Revenge of the Fallen Starscream didn't have them. He should have, he didn't. This is probably isn't exactly like the full movie Starscream, but you know, it's an adaptation. I think it does its job just fine. Get a nice look at all of his tattoos here. Yeah. It's an intriguing look, to say the least. They're all acidic, they'll corrode anything that comes to contact, but not him, because I don't know, there was gonna be some deep cosmic hidden explanation for this. I never got that far. But it's a pretty cool look just the same. Well, since there isn't much to show, let's just get straight to Jet Mode. Acid Storm Tattooed Version Transform. Today, please. No, transform. Just transform. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's the exact same pattern as Starscream. Exactly the same. Just bright green and acidic. You gotta admit, that's pretty cool looking though, right? Oh yeah. I would have loved to add a glow shader to this if I could, but since I can't, this will have to do. But it's pretty cool, you gotta admit. Pretty distinctive. I like it. I don't really need to address anything here, I just need to show it off. Very cool. Very cool. Whoops. Very cool indeed. He's got that kind of bold thing on his cockpit hatch, which is a little bothersome, but yeah, it's alright. Yeah. Yeah, that's, Acid Storm for you. Both versions. And with that, I do declare the Revenge of the Fallen Seeker pack complete. Now, the mod's not going to be released just yet. I'm doing another trailer. Hoping to get that done fairly quickly. But, yeah. Keep a lookout for the trailer, and the mod will be released alongside that. And I'll of course update all my previous videos descriptions with the link to the mod so you can all get it. But, yeah, that's it for this pack. We're going to be going to a little bit of a modding break for a little while, at least for this game. I've been doing so many projects that I just need a break. There's other stuff I want to do, and I'm tired of skinning robots. I have some other projects I want to get some time on, so modding's going to take a decent back step, at least as far as skinning goes. There'll still be some new stuff, but that's it for now. I will see you in the next one, wherever that's going to be, and stay tuned for the trailer. Later!